Hello once again YouTube, Chris the Nutbringer here, bringing you some StarMade dev build today. Today's dev build is 17.19.6. I almost made a mistake there. I believe the dev build for 17.19 was released between this episode and the last episode, and I missed a few things, but we'll cover them in this episode. So a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of new additions, and an amazing change that I will show you at the end that will be another game changer for the game, because it's just nuts. So let's get into this. Here you can see there's quite a rainbow assortment of blocks in front of you. I just burped. I apologize. Anyway, here's some stuff. Basically, they've been adding tons, and I mean tons, of new blocks and wedges and all sorts of different shapes for currently existing blocks. So, for example, we have here a knocked wedge, a knocked ore block wedge, or ingot, I should say. So you can see that it says in the upper left corner in the green box, knocked ingot wedge. And they have added this for all the ingot blocks. So we have knocked, Parston, Surtees, Hetal, Fertikine, Threns, Gisper, and Zirconer ingot wedges. And of course, like in the last episode when they had the wedge blocks for the doors that did not look like wedges, they have done the same thing here where they just got it into the game and it has not been converted to a wedge shape yet. And we should be seeing that change happen in the next update or two. Moving on, we can see that they have the yellow hazard stripe the yellow hazard stripe armor now comes with corners, pentas, and tetras, which the same goes for the green hazard stripes. And that's pretty awesome, because I figured, you know, a lot of people would want that out of their hazard stripes, and well, now they've got it. So, there's two new blocks here, some sort of scrap alloy and some sort of scrap composite. Now, I have no idea how scrap will be implemented into the game. I have no doubt that these textures are temporary placeholder textures, you know, because these textures are already in the game and they look close enough for the moment. But scrap alloy and scrap composite. So I'm assuming that somehow there will be a way to gather scrap, and my best guess is that this will be from damaged blocks. If you take a block that's far too damaged, you will get some sort of scrap from it instead, or potentially something that you produce yourself. I'm not entirely sure how that would happen, potentially as a byproduct of creating other materials. It's entirely possible that all of these are potential solutions to how this will be implemented. I have no idea, and it's all speculative right now. But there you have it, scrap blocks. Next up is circuit wedges. Now I have, again, no idea if this texture is temporary or not, but as you can see, it is a circuit block with an opaque background, as opposed to all of the previous circuit blocks. Now, this is a circuit wedge with an opaque background, but I have yet to see a circuit block with an opaque background that is just a cube. This is a wedge, but I have not seen the cubes yet. I have no idea if those will be a thing, but we have Nox, Person, Ramit, Virat, Bastin, Hetal, Sentir, and Matisse, and the same goes for up here with the motherboards. Now these are entirely new textures. They look like motherboards and they're opaque, and I believe these will be completely new blocks added to the crafting tree line that Calbiri may have mentioned to me at one point or another, but motherboards was definitely something that I remember him talking about. So we have Knocked, Parston, Surtees, Hetal, Fertikine, Threns, Gisper, and Zirconer motherboards. And it's, again, entirely possible that we'll be seeing motherboard cube blocks as well to go alongside with the wedge blocks. And I'm not sure why they introduced the wedge blocks before the cubes, but I'm not going to question the development cycle, because schema is God. Moving on, we have, and I just wanted to demonstrate the differences in these textures just so that you got an actual comparison. We can see right here a Nox charged crystal, which is a circuit with an opaque background. But alongside the other ones, we can see how that changes over the course of the Nox crystals or circuits. We have the imbued circuit, the storage node, and the processor, which all have different textures going on. And this new crystal wedge, charged crystal wedge, again, potential placeholder texture, and it's the same texture as the circuit wedge up here. So we have this actually may be a circuit that glows by the description of its name. That's the idea that I get when I hear charged crystal wedge. So I'm guessing this may be a glowing or, you know, moving texture. We will see in the future. And of course there are no cube blocks to go along with this, but the wedges are in the game, and we have Nox, Parson, Ramit, Virat, Baston, Hital, Sentir, and Matisse. And the next one, and I know a lot of players will be cheering about this one, they will be very happy. We are getting wedges for the crystal blocks. Now again, they're not wedge shaped yet, but that will change in the upcoming updates. We have Nox, Parson, Ramit, Virat, Baston, Hital, Sentir, and Matisse, and those crystals will be getting wedge forms, which means that all of your pretty engines will only get prettier, and you will no longer have to worry about engines that are made out of stairs on the meter height or something, I don't know, whatever. Moving on, and I mentioned this in the last video, we have black crystal armor. Now, they have added the other shapes to this set of armor, that being the wedge, the corner, the penta, and the tetra. The thing is I have yet to see whether they will be adding the other colors. I do not know if, you know, a blue crystal armor will be entirely possible. That being said, I have no idea what this block is all about. I assume it's like a hardened hull, like a super hardened hull of some sort. But I, again, cannot say for certain. It's entirely speculative. They do not even have textures in yet. It's just a gray square. But you can see that they've been added to the game. And I would just like to show you real quick in the shop menu. I'm going to buy... Oh, I already have logic. Well, okay, never mind. I was going to buy a logic module for something else that I'll show you in a second. But if you come into here, you can see that if we go into, let's see, decoration, and we scroll down to the bottom of the list, you can see all of the blocks that have been added, and basically this is how I figured out which ones are added, because they haven't added a little icon to the inventory screen yet for each of these blocks. It also would appear that a lot of blocks are getting new icons inside the UI. For example, if I go into ship, the icon for the camera and the Bobby AI module have changed, and you can see that the angle is different on some of them. This angle is different than the angle displayed for that icon. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish they kept the camera and the Bobby AI module, because those two blocks are hard to differentiate when quickly scrolling through the list. But nonetheless, it does look like UI updates are slowly changing as well. If we come down into terrain, we go into mineral. I don't know if it's in mineral, actually. Let me check. Scroll down real quick through all of it. No, actually, no. There is no changes to minerals, but if we scroll down through the terrain, we can see that the crystal wedges are here. And if we go up into manufacturing, we can see at the end of this list all of the new wedges for the circuits and motherboards, and all of those blocks are there. So that's where you can find all of those blocks. Just go through the list and see what's been changed. Now, in the last video, we did cover the changes to doors with the addition of wedges for doors, as well as 2 new door types. So if we take a look at this, they all now work, and they are all now in the game. I'm not sure if this is still a placeholder texture. It does look like it's changed since last time, although I am not sure, but it does look great. A glass door, and the blast door as well. I'm assuming the blast door will have some sort of armor to it, unlike the regular doors. And if I attach this to a logic block and activate it, they all work with logic, which is fantastic. Now, the last feature that was added in the most recent update, this is all old stuff, but this is the most recent update, is an amazing feature, something that I never thought would be a thing, and I was not expecting it, and it's just mind-blowing. So, basically, this ring here, as well as this weird ellipsoid shape, I created in the game in about 5 minutes. I did not look at any templates outside of the game. I did it all from within the game. And it's all thanks to the new feature in the advanced build mode. When you hold down control, you can find the build helper in the corner here, and you get to choose from a menu of shapes, ellipsoid, a circle, and a torus. If you don't know what a torus is, it's basically a donut. A circle is a thin line that connects it to itself, and the ellipsoid is this strange shape that I have right here. Of course, an ellipsoid also means that you could create a circle. So, what this means is that you can get a template. Let's make the torus's radius 32. The tube radius determines how thick of a donut it is. So we'll set that to 16. It's actually quite high, so we'll lower that to 7. And the most amazing part about this is that Schema has somehow found a way to make it work by, you know, rotating it on its different axes. And this just blows me away, because now I can build a crazy torus at a crazy angle, and it will look about as good as it's possibly ever going to get. The block that you place it on is the exact center of the shape, and suddenly I have the template for building this very strange torus. And this, holy shit guys, this is the game changer. This is where StarMade surpasses literally all other games. If some people were not convinced that StarMade was a good game now, they better be convinced now, because goddamn, this is awesome. Like, I cannot fathom how this was even done, or how it's not been done in other games in the past. For example, in Minecraft, you can do a similar thing with mods, but you can never rotate it on its axis in Minecraft. And in StarMade, Schema put this in a day. The entire feature works on the first update to the dev build that it was featured in. I am blown away, and this is just amazing. So, with that, I hope you guys are as excited for these updates as I am. Subscribe for more. If you want to see future update videos, I will be doing these with as many updates as I can for major updates that come to the game in the dev build and stable branches. Check out all the other links down below in the description, and I will see you guys next time.